V6 or any V8 or any car Holden ever made from the 90s. Now today I'm filming this in the hills of Melbourne. It's an absolute banger day. Thank you, Melbourne, it's about time. And you know, this car was just made for these roads. So this one in particular that I'm driving is a 4-speed auto and has been changed to a 5-litre V8. This is just a 5.0 5-litre V8, but it has been tastefully modified, which really helps open it up. Like, as you can hear, it's got an exhaust done. Wheels have been changed to these like factory VX Club Sport ones, but we'll get more into that later. Around these corners, I would love to see a manual, but I can totally see the autos. These 4-speed autos are absolutely no joke, and the kickdown of these are insane. And paired with the rear-wheel drive, this thing's only 1,500 kilos. It actually handles quite alright. With the V8, it just has all the torque you need, and the owner's lowered it as well. So it's already lowered, which is really tasteful and exactly what you need, because these cars can be a bit of a boat. But just listen to that note. Absolutely sings. This car just like wants to go, and you can tell. These VS's were actually made from 1995 to 1998, I believe. But the Utes were actually made all the way up until 2000. And this was originally just a 3.8 litre, which made 137 kilowatts. But now the owner has switched into a 5-litre V8, which makes 168 kilowatts. And it might not be the fastest car in the world, but this is exactly what you need for a cruiser. And the best part is this note. It's addictive. The low-end torque is just insane. This one is originally a VS SPAC, so it has the full SS body kit, and now it's got the V8 as well. Like, from the naked eye, you'd have no idea if it was an SS or just a VS. The only thing is, it looks SPAC, full exterior. There's no SS labels except for the seats. These seats are straight up an SS, and they're embroidered and stitched. And these are probably the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in. All the benefits of the V8 like this, and I just can't get enough of it. This thing is actually surprisingly quick. The effortless torque, before you know it, you're speeding. And lucky for that, being a VS, it's actually got a speed alert. So, you know, here in Melbourne, you do 6 kilometers over and you're done. This entire interior is basically factory, and being a VS S-Pack, you know, it's not your base model VS. It's got some decent luxury features that I really like. Just standard things like AC, you know, cruise control, the speed alert. These are really nice things to have day to day. But when you got a V8, I don't know how often you're going to be using that cruise control. Owner, he's tastefully modified the interior, going for that OEM Plus look. So it's actually got a cheeky head unit in the glove box, so the entire center console still looks factory, and it's got a bass in the back that just goes off. Typical 90s car, but it sounds mint. Just getting on it again. Addictive note. You know, you can really see why people V8 swap these. Now, back in the VS era, there was a few different age options this came with. So you had the 3.8 EcoJet, which is what this car originally came with, or you could have done the L67, which was a 3.8 with a cheeky supercharger on it. Or you could have V8 swapped it. And today, V8s are getting so ridiculously expensive, it's a good thing to just chuck it now while you still can. Because sooner than later, these engines are going to be extinct, or they're going to be worth $1 million. And to be honest, they're pretty much already there. And the L67, you get no supercharged line from factory, so why would you have anything less than a V8? Other than that, with the interior, we have Venetians in the back, which is what you can hear now, but these are the interior ones, and they're made out of metal, and the black on black just absolutely immaculate. Paint, it's been resprayed before, and it's like this black paint, but in the right sunlight, it's got this like green color to it. It is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it. I can't believe that's a factory color, but you know what? I absolutely love it. So the V8, you know, obviously I said it's not crazy fast, but once you get on it, oh, this guy thinks it's quick. It absolutely sings. I absolutely love it. You do see a lot of people that own these SS's chuck the LS1s in it, It's a really common thing to do because obviously LS1 Holden engine, Holden. I love these 5 litres, and you ask any Holden enthusiast, I take a 5.0 over a 5.7 LS1 all day. And this might not be as fast as the LS1, but god damn it, that noise is insane, as you just heard. Like, you can't beat it. And for what it is, like, there's not much of a price difference. And I just think these V8s, they just shit all over them. It's that single cam, they just sing all the time. This V8 is connected to a T700, Turbo 700, and as the previous owner we'll get into later, this thing, once you put your foot into it, it just snaps down the gear and just goes. It's just a great gearbox. As far as engine mods are concerned, it's basically a factory 5 litre. There's not a crazy amount done to it. It might be a factory looking engine. It might not have your cheeky little airbox, but what it does have is some seriously tasteful mods. As far as all the car is concerned, everything's tastefully modified. But the engine has Gilmore drives, which sound whiny and just sound absolutely mint. It's the most period correct modification you can ask for. And it also has HSV extractors, and it's the 185i engine, so another HSV engine. These country roads in Melbourne, like, this is where it's at. Not going to get into the politics of being overpopulated and all that, but this VS, like, Holden knew what they were doing. I own a 92 Ford Fairmont, and let me tell you, it is great to be in a Holden. I'm not the kind of guy that hate Holdens because I own a Ford. I almost bought a VS a while back because I absolutely love them. You know, I think VTs are really nice cars, even though they get memed a bit, but, you know, these VSs are just great Australian-made cars, and it's a shame Holden are out of production, they don't make them anymore, because these are great. Even the styling with the red stripes on the paint, you just don't see cars with that anymore. This car has character, something we miss badly, and it's got an engine that just sings. Gilmore drives, you know, the exhaust, it's a winning combination. A car like this is absolutely mint, but you just, like, think about it. How often have you seen a VSSS on the road, or even a mint SPAC? You don't, you know, and now they're worth crazy money. Like, this is easily fetching over 20 grand at this point with the 5 litre V8. The engine alone is, good luck finding one for under 6 grand. And it's a real shame, because I think these are great. You know what? There's no one better to tell more of a story than the owner himself. Alright, tell us, Jamie, tell us the story of this VS Commodore.
So I bought this car when I was 16 years old.
We're 21 for reference.
Yeah, 21, yeah. So this was my first car.
Yep.
I originally wanted a Val, but they were always too pricey at that time.
Yep, tell me about it. Even to this day.
Yeah, to this day still. So I brought a VS instead. This car wasn't particularly planned, this exact one. We brought it off a wrecker, and he was going to park the car out, and he saw it just chilling there. So my dad speaks to the owner of it, and he's like, I want to buy this car.
And you just saved it pretty much. You saved it from wrecking.
Saved it from going to scrap, because it would have gotten wrecked, because back then these cars were worth nothing. Like, I paid absolutely peanuts for this car when I first brought it.
That's it, we're talking 5-6 years ago before Holden, and it's just skyrocketed now.
Now, like, clean examples, they're probably worth like between 20 and 25 grand.
Easily. What a note.
Never gets old.
Never does.
So this car originally came with a 3.8 litre V6 and 4L60E transmission. So about a year ago, I brought a VQ Statesman. So I brought it exactly for the 5 litre V8 that's in it.
People are starting to do that as well.
Yeah, starting to do conversions with these V6s or putting LSs in them.
That's it.
But that's another story, the LSs. So yeah, I put the 5 litre in this over a weekend with one of my mates.
Yeah, all yourself, eh?
Yeah, all by ourselves. Mind you, he is the 5 litre guru. I will admit that.
But just bolt straight in, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Swapped the K-frame, wiring loom, obviously engine, transmission. That's pretty much it. Like, everything else is plug and play.
So you've done the 5 litre, and then you obviously have to do the exhaust.
Yeah, 5 litre, 3-inch exhaust.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear it. of my favourite engines, seriously. Can't go past the iron line.
Yeah, that's it. And these things are just absolutely bulletproof.
Oh, they are. They're a grouse engine. Reliable. Never have issues with them other than if you don't look after them, they have oiling issues and oil starvation.
Like everything though.
Yeah, but that's like every old car.
When I say time capsule, guys, I mean like, this is exactly how Holden would have released a VS SPAC if it had a 5 litre in it. You got the SS seats, the V8, nothing would be different. You know, even the R8 Club Sport wheels, slightly older, newer wheels, but it's from Holden regardless.
Yeah. Like, people that know me very well, they know that I do my car to like a factory spec, but with a little bit of spice to it to make it better.
Yeah, and that's it. And now you own your dream VL turbo.
Yeah, I've finally got that VL turbo.
And you've resprayed it canary yellow.
Yeah. Resprayed it, the original BT1 yellow.
Yeah.
Just in the bits of sorting out an engine for that car.
That's it.
And that's also another very clean car too.
Guys, if you want to see that video, like this video. You know, it tells me what you guys like and what you don't like. Because if you want to see a mint VL turbo, like the video, because you never know. Before we know it, you could put a V8 in it, you know?
Anything could happen with me.
Anything could happen. So what have you done for like, because this sound system just banging, you know, it's got that typical 90s cruiser sound system.
Yeah, so I put a little bit of a sound system in it. I've got two 12-inch subs in the rear. I've got a Sony head unit, but I've hidden it in the glove box because I don't like the look of those aftermarket head units.
Yeah, fair
I like the factory look. As you can see in the rollers, I've got a factory head unit.
Factory.
Like, that's the way I am with my cars. I want the factory look, but need some modern touches. Like, the way I have my head unit and all that set up for my audio system, it's all controlled via my phone with Bluetooth and all that.
So you got the modern stuff in just an absolute classic car.
Exactly.
All hidden under the skin, exactly how you should have it.
Exactly. That's how it should be done, in my opinion, because I don't like big flashy head units and big touchscreens. You look at a car like this and you see how clean it is, you're like, you can tell it's from late 90s, but you can also be like, you know what? Because it's clean, it feels like you're walking into a brand new car.
That's it. It looks straight from Holden showroom. And people appreciate that. Like, you really don't see these cars anymore because they were cheap at one point, people thrashed them, neglected them. This has properly been saved straight from a scrapyard, as he said. So you just can't help but appreciate this.
Yeah, like back a few years ago, all you would see these VR VSs slammed in the back, stockies, and bloody belt slap. People just thrash them, especially in Melbourne.
Yeah.
People just abuse them, especially with the eco texture, just because.
Mang, mang, mang.
Yeah, they go mang, mang, but they're also really reliable, surprisingly, for a 6-cylinder.
Those eco-techs just refuse to die, as you've learned.
Yeah, from younger days of being a little shit.
Yep, all on private property.
Yeah, not on the fucking farm, you know? That's the cable kick down.
That is mint. So 5 litre, you know, you went for the 5 litre over the LS1?
Yeah, look, I was originally thinking about LS in it, but to be honest, I hate how those engines sound. To me, they sound like shit. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some fucking worked ones out there that sound tough, but I don't want to spend 30 grand on a driveline.
You know, this is more than enough power, realistically.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's got the HSV 185i engine in it, so it makes a bit more power than a stock 5 litre.
Especially with the way you've modified it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wakens it up.
And I just want to cruise. Like, I'm not interested in going fast and all that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, a pull here and there, but especially on Victorian roads. Do 6 over and you're done. Yeah, there's no point having a fast car. You might as well just cruise, have a car that sounds tough, and just be happy. That's it, guys.
Alright guys, if you like this style of video, more of just driving than dicking around, and you want to see more old school cars like this, let me know, because, you know, I've got a few up my sleeve, but I just want to see what people like. So like the video, let me know what you think, and yeah, thanks Jamie for letting me ride it. This is absolutely beautiful.
Anytime.
Alright guys, catch you around.